Hey everybody. Okay, so today we're going to start a new skill. I say new because I haven't taught it to you. However, we have seen it on warm-ups. Okay, so I want you to find this piece of note in your folder that we sent home before spring break. Okay, and then I'm going to walk you through how to cut it. All right. I want you to watch this video first all the way through and then go back and take the notes. All right. So you don't need to get the paper exactly right this second. Go ahead and watch this video and then you'll go back and take your notes. All right. So I do want you to follow through the slideshow as you're taking your notes and make sure that you're in present mode. Okay. I'm just going to explain a few things about the notes that you're going to take. I am going to go over each definition. We do have 5 vocabulary words today, but I think listening to them first and then going back through and taking the notes on your own will be the best for you. Okay. So go ahead and, I'm sorry, not go ahead. When I finish the video, you can go ahead and you can cut your notes. I go through exactly how you need to do it. There is one strip right down the back that you need to glue. It's actually right in between these double lines right here on the back side, and then you'll glue them in your journal and it should look like this, okay? So the first vocabulary word that I wanna go over is point, okay? So a point is just really any space, any dot in space, and generally it has a capital letter that accompanies it. I chose B. It can be really any capital letter. So I want you to write your point with the letter B in this space right here, and then flip open like the window to write your notes inside. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go over too much of the definitions here because you're going to write them after I finish the video, but I want to tell you how you would write a point as an answer. So if I said name a point, question number 1, name a point. You would write point B, okay? That's obviously not very confusing, but as we go along, some of the vocabulary words have certain names, okay? So your next vocabulary word is line segment. So you would draw a line segment. A line segment has 2 endpoints, all right? So I've named my endpoints A and B. So here is your definition. It's what I just told you. It's a line that has, or a straight angle that has 2 endpoints, but this is how you write it. You would write the 2 points that are named on that line segment, AB, or you could write it BA. The order doesn't matter. And then you would just draw a simple line above both of the letters. Okay. You do not have to put the points on the end. You can if you want to, but you will not see them like that. Okay. But this symbol means line segment. Okay. Our next word is line. So a line is really a bunch of points next to each other. So when you see this on worksheets or out in the real world, they're just going to identify 2 points on this line. I identified A and B. Notice the arrows. The arrows signify that the line goes on in both directions forever and never ends. Okay, so that's what your definition here says. But notice how you would write this. You do not write the word line. You would take the 2 points that are noted on the line, A and B. Again, they can be in any order. That's why I gave you both options. And instead of just that one little line above it, like the line segment, you would need to add arrows here to say, okay, it is a line, not a line segment. So this right here is your symbol for line. All right, so I'm going to draw one more example to show you. So if I drew line, I'll use my initials this time. I'm going to identify point R and point N. Okay, so if question number 3 said, name that line. Okay, so as my answer, I would write RN. Sorry, this is not the easiest. And my symbol above it would have 2 arrows. The line would have 2 arrows because it's a line, not a line segment. I could have also named it NR. Okay, I really want you to pay attention to how you would name these or how you would write it. Okay, so I've given you an example for each word, each vocabulary word. All right, our next vocabulary word is array. I like to think of this as the sun. So the sun is the end point in and the rays come out. Okay, so a ray goes on in one direction forever and ever. So the end point typically is identified as a letter and then another random point somewhere on the ray. Rays can go in either direction. Okay, they do not have to go just in one. But this is you can draw more than one example on your notes if you would like to. So here is your definition for ray, goes on in one direction, and this is how you would note it. So I took the 2 points that were noted on the ray. Okay. So N and O, or it could be no or on. That's why I love using those two letters, no or on. But look at how the symbol for ray. You can put the arrow in either direction. That's why I changed it up here. Okay. But this would be your symbol for ray. So to name this ray N-O, this is what you would write as an answer. Okay. Or they might name it like this on a worksheet or somewhere, on iExcel. Okay, and the last vocabulary word, I know that there's 8, we're only doing 5 today, is angle. All right, so an angle is actually, if you look at this image here, it's actually 2 rays that are put together. I just did not draw my arrows, and you do not have to draw your arrows for an angle. But an angle is actually 2 rays that meet at one endpoint, and this endpoint is called a vertex. Okay. Oh, I take it back. You've got 6 words today. That endpoint where they meet is the vertex. Now, to name them, here is your symbol for angle. Sorry, where are we? To me, it looks a little bit like less than, and then like how I would draw a nose, because you know that I'm not an artist. So this is exactly how I would draw a nose on someone. But anyways, so you would always put the symbol angle. Okay. And there are lots of different ways to name angles. I want you to do it with the 3 letters. Okay. So you can name it A, B, C, or C, B, A. And I know that we have had this on warm-ups before, but B always has to be in the middle because it's the vertex. So if I had angle XYZ, that I wanted to be a Y. So hold on. So if I had angle X, Y, Z, I could name this angle X, Y, Z, or angle Z, Y, X. But my Y has to be in the middle because that tells you where their vertex is, where they meet. Okay. All right. And then the last vocabulary word I want you to do is you're going to turn your notes sideways, and down the middle, you're going to write the definition for vertex, because I do want you to know that word. And the vertex is the endpoint where those 2 rays meet to form the angle. And so I just drew an angle here and I pointed my arrow because right there, that point right there is your vertex. Okay. So your final notes on the outside, if I was to lift those flaps, you would see all of my definitions, on the inside. Okay. So your notes will look like this. I know that we have 3 blank. We will work on those on Thursday. All right. So I'm just going to focus on these 5 today. So when you go back and take the notes, you can play this again and listen to me go. I did go kind of fast. So you might have to pause me, but I think listening through it the first time and then you going and taking the notes, I think that'll really get into your noggin, the definitions, and keeping them all separate. All right. I do have a video that I want you to watch. This is linked. It's Math Antics. It's pretty good. And then your assignment for today is iExcel. It is W4, okay? So you see right there, it's exactly the notes that we've taken today. Use your notes if you need to. I do want you to do 15 minutes or mastery, all right? I'm sorry, I know that I talked very fast, but you can always go back and play this again. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.